Good evening, America. How is everybody doing? How are you doing? How are you doing over there? People up in the cheap seats and down in the front. Make sure you take good care of your surfers. We got $4 fireballs tonight. I'm just letting you know. Okay. Appreciate all of each and every one of you for tuning in. We are back. We are back. We are back. What are we back from? We didn't go anywhere. This is the Roundtable, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Anthony Handy, the tonight's moderator, also known as Dinklage. Why I'm holding my arms up, I have no idea. Deodorant check, I guess. It's okay. It doesn't stink in here. Broadcasting to you live from the 405 where the wind comes whipping down the plane. I told y'all I was going to try and reel it in, and it's just not working. Appreciate you for tuning in. But we are never alone. I say we because there's about 1,800 voices in my head. I'm just going to go right over here to this lady right here, Miss Tina Winter. Tina, how are you this evening?
Oh, I'm so good. I'm so very happy right now. Only one bad lining in my life right now because the Cubs can't seem to win a freaking game. But we'll talk about that later during team talk.
Okay. All right. Well, then. All right. We're going to get Tina some chamomile tea and let her chill out for a minute. We're going to go down here to our...
No chill. I have no chill today.
You never had any chill. You couldn't chill if you was sitting in a cooler.
Oh, my mom can tell you differently, but yeah, generally that's true.
I'm going to leave that alone. We're going to keep it going down here at the very bottom of the screen, hanging out. And I think if you look to her immediate left, you can see a picture of her sitting in a really big chair. Delilah Crespo. How are you doing, Delilah?
I'm all right. I'm with Tina, though, about the Cubs. Heartbreaking. But I also am glad that I got a break from the Bears. So I didn't have any anxiety about my Chicago Bears, at least. Just Cubs anxiety, but not Bears anxiety. I thank you for the bye week.
Yeah, we talked about that before the break.
Thank you for the bye week.
What happened with the Cubs? I was so busy with other stuff going on, I didn't track it.
We made it through the wild card. Yeah, we made it through the wild card series, and then we've lost 2 games in a row to our division rival, the Brewers, which there are a few of my friends that are Brewers fans because I don't know if you know, but Chicago and Milwaukee are like 3 hours away from each other, literally. Okay. They often call jokingly Milwaukee Wrigley North, especially when they go up there to play.
Wrigley North, yeah.
Yeah. But also like when there's games down here, just because it's just, and also we just live in each other's cities. Like a lot of Chicagoans moved to Milwaukee and then vice versa. And so there's just a lot of like friendly rivalry.
People will commute back and forth for work. Like they'll live in Chicago, go to Milwaukee again.
Right, vice versa. Yeah. So
you can take a train to be down here in 90 minutes.
Yeah. So it's like tough. That. Right. So it's a real like close rivalry. It's not as like heated as Cardinals. Like screw that. That's way different. That's like hatred. But like I feel like Breweries and Cubs are more like a friendly rivalry. When we play each other, that's when we get heated. So we obviously want to win. I don't know.
It looks like Tina would beg to differ.
2015. Like since 2015, the teams kind of like nip at each other a lot. But is it
the long-standing rivalry is Cardinals? That's the real
100%.
Cubs and Cardinals since like the beginning of like when the teams have been playing. You know, that's like Green Bay and Bears. That's Cardinals and Cubs.
It's never been a rivalry because the Brewers honestly haven't been good. So how much of a rivalry is there when you're usually in the bottom of the division? They've gotten Yelich. They've been doing well with their pitchers that they've been having come through. So
I
they're
think you're
now
right. I think from
they're
2015.
now they're part of the discussion.
Yeah.
And that's why I said when this was going on, I said we had to win the division. If we didn't win the division,
I knew it was gonna be a hard road.
It was gonna be hard.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I mean, if Cubs don't win on Wednesday, they're out of the playoffs.
So I was just about to ask if it's a best of five. I'm not as much of a baseball person as I am a football, basketball person. So
you're good. Yeah, so this is best of 5, and we dropped 2 in a row. So
yeah, our bullpen blows.
Oh, welcome to the world of an Atlanta Braves fan. Welcome to the world of an Atlanta Braves fan. Well, having said that, we don't know.
Football now, I guess.
Yeah, no. Having said that, we don't know if the Cubs will be able to pull it out. But why don't we do this? Why don't we pull out a quarter, stick it on our thumb, flip it in the air, and move on to the coin toss? And there, oh man, see, I told y'all I was gonna try and be on my game tonight, and I'm already missing it.
Yeah, like I actually had a quarter nearby for some reason.
Oh, wait a minute, stop it. No, you didn't.
I usually have changed.
I really did.
Desk, but I can't find any.
I'm still one of those people. I have a Folgers thing on my dresser, the coffee with the plastic thing that I just put my change in. But since everything has gone plastic, I accumulate change a lot less quickly. Anyway, we're going to keep this thing moving on along here. The coin toss. We're going to start with just something a little lighthearted here. I don't know if you guys heard about this or not, but the erstwhile owner of the Dallas Cowboys, one Mr. Jerry Jones, was in the owner's box yesterday during the game against the Jets, and he decided to and it's on video, it's on Twitter. I wanted to put it on, but I didn't know how it was going to affect us in the channel, so I just decided not to. But he decided to tell Jets fans that they were number one with the wrong finger.
The rude number one.
Yeah, the weird number one. And as a result, Jerry was fined. What, $250K? And we talked about that beforehand. And Delilah, you said that's like, yeah, basically he's a billionaire. It's a waste of
what is $250K for a billionaire? Like,
I'm looking it up. I'll do the math.
It's like, no, but I mean that is like chump change for them.
Okay, he's worth $20.7 billion.
Yeah. So there you go. What's $250K?
$250.
You know what? Ben comes on here. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tina.
She's doing the math, but I'm just saying, think about that.
Oh.
He made that back in 10 minutes, probably. Yeah, look at that.
0.12077.
Like nothing.
I told you it was like nothing. Nothing.
Yeah. As soon as he wrote that check, he blinked and made that money back.
Right.
He sneezed and he made that money back.
He probably sat down at the computer, typed it in, hit the button to send to find the Roger Goodell, and flipped off the computer too. I just did that on screen, didn't I? I wasn't supposed to do that. Oh man. Every time I see this, when Ben pops up with this, I'm like, the lady show can't be on. Delilah's here. Oh, what's up, smart ass? Good to see you, sir. But this is a very telling comment right here.
That is funny. I agree. I'm sorry, Janae.
Yeah. So Jerry, being Jerry, we always know Jerry has some kind of weird way of talking around the subject without actually answering the question.
Right.
So Jerry says that I don't do with Jerry very well. He says that was unfortunate. That was kind of an exchange with our fans out in front of us. There was a swarm of Cowboys fans out front, not Jet fans, Cowboys fans. The entire stadium was brimming with enthusiasm, and Cowboys certainly late in the game. The gesture was inadvertent on my part because it was right after we made our last touchdown. We were all enthusiastic and excited about it. There wasn't any antagonistic issue or anything like that. I just put up the wrong show on the hand. End quote. Right. Can I ask you, ladies, a question? Can each of you do me a favor? Can each of you do me a favor? Can each of you hold up your right hands so that they're facing the camera? Okay. Now, which one is the pointer finger? Which one is the pinky finger? And which one is the thumb? Jerry Jones is 172 years old. Jerry, you knew what you were doing. All I'm saying, you had the same 5 fingers on your hand all your life. You had them same 5 fingers on your hand since before Harriet Tubman was marching slaves to freedom, and then you was to get on TV, act like you didn't know which one was your middle finger. We like we supposed to be stupid. Come on, man, stop it, skills.
All right. Well, I mean, maybe he is going cray-cray.
Maybe.
I mean, he is 107, so he might be going cray-cray. Maybe his daughter can use that video as reason to get him committed and take.
Oh, come on, Tina. Wait a minute. That's gonna all the other stuff he's done, and that's gonna be what gets him put away. Have you forgotten the infamous glory hole video?
Also, he lives in Texas, and I mean, yeah, it's never gonna get turned around. Jerry will have to die. I see Jerry like dying in his chair sometime after the game, after everybody's left, and like 3 days later, they finally find him.
It's like, where's Dad? I thought it was your turn to watch him. Anyway, Jerry Jones being Jerry Jones.
They're too rich for that. His kids ain't watching them.
I know, right?
I'm not gonna lie. The whole thing.
No,
with
they're
Jerry
not.
Jones,
He's got too much money. But you know, one
of them has.
Davis.
Yeah, Al Davis looked like a desiccated corpse by the time he left.
Yeah, one of them has got to have watch duty so they can have a good cover story. Is all I'm saying. Anyway, we're gonna keep this thing. I don't know. He just went to take a shower. He always uses this body wash. I don't know how that soap got down there. I'm telling Dad to be careful. Moving on. Before we say anything incriminating, the Chiefs continue to struggle on the football field, much to the happiness of at least one of the 3 of us. I mean, what the hell is going on with the Chiefs, y'all? I mean, I'm just gonna, you know what, Delilah, I'm gonna come to you. What do you think is going on with the Chiefs? Tina's gonna have a lot to say about this during team talk, so this will be your moment.
I don't know. I feel like what's happening to them is what we see happening to Baltimore. I think both teams have kind of peaked, and I think it's time for them to actually sit back and analyze, start making those changes. I'm sorry, it's crazy when you think about these 2 teams who for years dominated, right? They did, right? We're not gonna pretend like they dominated the AFC, right? Just across the conference. Mm-hmm. And I think it's time that we say that word, rebuild time. Yeah. And maybe a new coaching change. Andy Reid, maybe it's time. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes it's time to refresh things and kind of look at a new, direction with certain things. I'm not saying Patty Mahomes or anything, but they're just not the same team. They don't have that drive. And sometimes when you make changes, it helps. Look what's happened to Danny Dimes and the Colts, right? Or look at, you know what I mean? Sometimes,
a rebirth. Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes a team change does give you a rebirth. Mixing around the players, sign new guys, trade some guys away. Yes.
Take a page out of. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Taking a page out of the Patriots book. You keep your key players like the Patriots did with Brady and Gronk, and then 1 year you got Danny Amendola, and 1 year you got Randy Moss, 1 year you got Danny Whitehead. You switch these parts, out and in and out, and keeping your key parts there, and you still manage to make that measure of success. But
exactly. And I feel like
I'm sorry.
No, but I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's what needs to happen with the Chiefs. And I know I wasn't supposed to bring up Baltimore, but it feels like a similar. Do you know what I mean? It just feels like a similar kind of down spiral for his two
Yeah.
teams. And
yeah.
so I feel like with the Chiefs, yes, I feel like you said keep the key pieces. I think it's time for Mr. Soon-to-be Taylor Swift to hang it up this year. And
he's got too much going on in his life right
and
now.
I think it's time to give Mr. Kermit, like my calls him, some real wide receivers, because we know Travis carried a lot of like wide receiver duties, even though it was never his. You know what I mean? But I think it's just time to kind of do that. It's rebuilding time for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I know it's crazy, or maybe not. From
there's
scratch,
only a small
but
handful of there's only a small handful of tight ends that are able to carry a load like that,
exactly.
either with one franchise or multiple for over multiple seasons. Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez and maybe Shay come to mind.
Shay was, and then we know Gronk and of course
Gronk,
Brady, right? The same as duo, but you know what I mean. It's very far and few in between. Yeah. So and I know Tina can't wait to talk about this, but I just wanted to just say it's time to kind of, like you said, Anthony, keep some of your core and start bringing in some change, some fresh new ideas, and maybe some coaching changes. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 100%. Tina, you want to give your 0.012789 you want to give your Jerry Jones fine on this one?
One word. Karma. And we'll discuss more of that later.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Okay, I'll go a little bit further into it.
Okay.
I think what is happening is that the team is beatable. It's always been beatable. Just other teams didn't have some of the pieces they needed, and the breaks would go Cincinnati and Kansas City's way. I do think they have good wide receivers. Worthy just came back this past week. So, I mean, how much he would do the first week back, not so much, but they lost their other one. They're dealing with a lot of rookies right now. So it's one of those, I think they're beatable. I think their defense is beatable.
Yeah,
we almost beat them last year. We only lost by a field goal that got blocked. So we almost beat them twice last year. So but I think what's going on, I do kind of agree with you. I think the defensive coaches may need to be switched around. Though Spagnola is one of the good younger defensive minds that I see. I think they paid a lot of people a lot of money to extend, and they're going to possibly have some contract issues. But I'm also going to say this. I said it about Tom Brady and the Patriots. The game is not over until it's 0.00 on the time clock when it comes to Kansas City. And I think they're going to get better as they're going. They're having some problems right now, which hopefully they're digging themselves such a hole in the grave that they can't climb out of the bottom. Yeah. Well, they're not quite the bottom. The Raiders are worse than they are. But yeah, I enjoyed that game last night. Which I kind of mentioned it in our chat that we have. Like, I wanted Mahomes to do well because he was my quarterback on my fantasy football team. Once I got to the point where I won my fantasy football team league, I was like, okay, you can lose now.
Well, here was the thing. I don't know. Did you guys catch the video that somebody put out that says, I forgot what the guy's 95 for the Chiefs. He just got a nice fat contract extension in the offseason. And he was probably the one player that if he had exerted any effort at all, could have stopped our guy, Sunshine, short of the goal line. But if you watch the play, Sunshine dropped the ball, fell on top of it, fumbled it, picked it up, almost dropped it, and then proceeds to run to his left And as he's running to his left, you look, dude could have already been there and met him before he got to the goal line. He just kind of looked at him, put his hands on his hip, like, I got my money. I got my money. I'm tired.
You want to know who that player was? Chris Jones.
Oh yeah, yep.
The one I saw the article last year for a while, and he got his big old bag this year. He got some money last year, and he got an extension this year. And there's something going on. I mean, Mahomes is playing like he normally does.
Right, that's what I mean. It's not him.
He's getting old. He's not doing the 30. He's not doing the 20, 30-yard pass and then running for 20. He's not breaking the tackles the way that he used to. And then it's what always happens with dynasties is after a while, teams start to figure it out. And I mean, AFC West is kind of figured it's going to be an interesting division this year. That's what I will say.
Yeah.
Right now, it's So
I agree with you. I mean, we blinked and the Jaguars are 4-1.
Yeah.
Like what?
I mean,
Jaguars have not been that good in a while.
Suddenly 4-1.
No, that's it. Yeah. But you know what? I like when that happens in football. It's like, okay. That's what we're doing.
Have you guys seen the meme? It's a girl in like a black dress by a pool and everything. And she like, they show her and then she's like, Mr. Lawrence, when he fumbles, like she falls down, gets back up and keeps walking. I'm like, I love this. I loved it so much. I was cackling so hard last night when I saw that. Yeah. I was like, that's just kind of the Chiefs right now. Like, I'm sorry, Mr. Kermit, but.
Okay. Comment of the show so far, right here.
He did.
Wait, I mean, little Chumbawamba action for you.
Get up again.
Maybe that was what was wrong with Chris Jones. Maybe he had the vodka drink, the whiskey drink, the lager drink, and the cider drink that day.
Oh God.
But
I don't know. I think what's
early 20s in Chicago.
Oh my God, yes. I think what's fun about all of this is that
Chumbawamba.
For a few seasons, we said, and because that's what we thought was going, right? We're like, oh, maybe you don't need, you need a good defense. Remember we were saying, for a while, it was looking like it was going straight offense. But now we're seeing that that's not the case. And I like that. I like that football is showing people no, you still need a good defense.
It seems like this year there's more parity. And I like that.
Me too.
I mean, the Bills and the Eagles and the Chiefs are good teams.
Yeah, they are.
Not denying that. They're just.
They've been good long enough that people have figured out the formula.
Yeah,
that's basically what's going on there. We've got to keep moving just a bit here. We got a couple now. Here's the next one. This is a very. It's just weird. It's just a weird story. Mark Sanchez, those of you that don't know who he is, just look up the word butt fumble. Look up the words butt fumble, Jets butt fumble.
Oh, two Jet stories just happens to be.
one of the most famous blunders in NFL history. That goes right along with I think it was Wilbur Marshall, whoever it was that ran the wrong way during the Super Bowl or the playoffs. Almost scored a touchdown for the other team. Just different things like that. Anyway, long story short, Mark Sanchez, now a sportscaster. The news broke that he'd been stabbed. He was in stable condition. Everybody went, oh my God, thoughts and prayers. It turns out, Mr. Sanchez, as the story is unfolding, that Mr. Sanchez was the aggressor in the confrontation that led to him getting stabbed, and now he has been arrested. Tina, I'm going to start this one with you. What are your?
You would start with the former lawyer.
I didn't even think about that when I was going that way. But hey, counselor, what is your legal opinion on this matter?
He tried to get ahead with PR and he got his ass whooped. He butt fumbled again.
Oh my God!
Now his butt is on fire. And he's cooling his butt in jail. I was like, can I use too many more butt puns? Was what you were going for there, Harry?
I was not going. I was.
That was laugh. Yeah, you got three or four in there.
I was going. I don't know where I was going with that, but Tina, you just took it in a whole different direction. I don't think Delilah and I have
Okay,
anything
I'm
else to
making
add
light of
behind
it.
that.
Well, okay.
Because in my mind, we really don't know what happened. He could be right. They could have interviewed the other guy. We don't know what's going on, and we won't know what's going on until they do an investigation, until there's a grand jury, et cetera, et cetera. So right now, let's enjoy it. Did he hit rock bottom?
See what you did, Tina? You see? Did you see what
So
you did?
like, here
I love
is
it.
why he
Not
was
quite, although I think he slid in with his pants on fire.
Did he get stomped out? Wait, did he get stomped out like a cigarette? Wait. Did he get stomped out like a cigarette? But
you need an alleged button. I realize we need more buttons and stuff on this show.
Allegedly.
Like, yeah, we need stuff.
Oh, you mean a sound bite?
Yeah, we need some sound bites. Anyway,
Delilah.
Not just that.
Wait. Have you not been listening?
You will respect my authority.
Oh, I got plenty of them. I got plenty of them.
Allegedly.
I'm gonna
cover some
I will
stories out here.
I will find that one, but apparently, according to the story, once the confrontation got started, and this is just what we have so far. What the confrontation started, that delivery guy, he looked Mr. Sanchez square in the eyes, and this is what he told him:
"Put some respect on my name."
There we go. So. I got sound bites for days.
That's funny.
But it was a very strange story, and it's still developing. So it is.
So right allegedly, the reason I'm just gonna say it because that is the story that's coming out. Why it changed from him just being stabbed? Everybody's like, "Oh my god, he got stabbed. He's in jail. Like, what happened? He's in the hospital." Allegedly, he was intoxicated, and allegedly got in a fight with the delivery Uber driver.
Mm-hmm.
And the delivery Uber driver, fearing for his life, stabbed him. And that's why he wound up stabbed. Now, we didn't have all that information, or at least what they're saying. This is the information. At the time, everybody knew, like, oh my God, he got stabbed in the hospital. So people were like, what the heck? But what they're saying is it wasn't random. Something happened, right? No. And so that's what's being investigated. Now, they are I don't know if he was released yet, but they did go to the hospital to talk to him and say, like, hey, so we're pressing charges.
Right. Like, look, we pressing charges on you, bro. Don't leave town. It's like, where do you think I'm going? I got stabbed in my butt.
He needs to lawyer up, which I'm sure he has.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did.
However, he may not have a sportscasting job because they tend to be a little leery about stuff like that. So
they will cut you loose in a minute. I mean, I don't know anybody that recently happened to that may have gotten themselves in a situation that is no longer that they're no longer on television. But I have heard tale of stories that sometime it happened. Alrighty then. Wow, that's just a crazy story. We'll probably have more on that as that develops. And then last but not least,
this one in with one last point.
Of course, yes. Legal counsel.
What we're getting, if it's not coming from his camp, is what was in the complaint.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying allegedly. We need to we all remember the story that Kurt Warner was going to be in Cleveland because he was at a Papa John's or whatever it was. Now I am going to follow this because I think it's hilarious.
Oh dear Lord! That whistle was perfectly timed right there.
Is that your birdie?
Yeah. Yes. All right, moving on to our next story here.
Your bird's singing in the background. My cat's trying to climb through everything.
Meanwhile, my golden doodle Luna's probably outside going, "Is Daddy ever going to come out of the room?" She literally lays out there until I come out. But this story broke today, and it's the first time I've ever been this is the first time in the history of me being a member of this group. I was the first person in the group to see and break something. And this was that. Yeah, I know. I felt special, like breaking news. And then Ben posted it, and I was like, "I beat you by an hour." The Browns have traded Joe Flacco to Cincinnati. We all know what's going on with Cincinnati. Burrow is hurt, and Browning is
horrible, worthless, shouldn't be a quarterback.
I mean, seriously, one of you sent the
that was
meme,
Tina. That was funny.
of the Bengals rolling Joe Burrow back out on the field with the cast and a neck brace and a wheelchair.
Boy.
Yeah, it has been, when it comes to Browning and the Bengals, there's been a lot of that right there. The Bengals have not been great. So the Browns have traded, and if I'm not mistaken, the Browns got a 5th round pick in return, and the Bengals got a 6th round pick from the Browns for the trade, and a fifth round pick went the other direction. And that's where that goes. So how do you think that this is all going to play out? Delilah, I'm going to come to you first. How do you think that this trade is going to play out? We know that Flacco, even though he is advanced in age, has still been very efficient. Wait a minute. The Browns, he's in, doggone it. I told y'all I was going to keep my head together today. He's in Cleveland right now. He's been very efficient at coming in as a cleanup guy. How do you think that that's going to fare for him in Cincinnati with the offensive woes that they've been having? That's where I was going with that.
Gotcha. Well, one, he just went from an Ohio team to another.
He
literally, but also he just literally went across the state. He just went to the other side of Ohio. He probably took the bus. Like, anyway, not a lot of movie to be done. Not just within the division, but literally same state, opposite side. That's all that happened. But anyway, I think that I don't blame Cincinnati for doing this, because we do know the Browns, we were laughing at the fact that they had 5 quarterbacks way during the offseason when we're like, wait, you're just picking up quarterbacks? It was a big joke, right? We were all joking about that. We're like, what? 4 back there? So for Cleveland, that was an easy trade for them, I think, of now getting their rookies in there. That makes sense to me. If you're Cleveland, you want to see which of those rookies. I know we're all waiting. We're all waiting to see that rookie fight happen. So, you know what I mean? This is what people were waiting for. And so it makes sense if you're Cleveland to just do the trade, even if it wasn't a lot of returns, right? Just some trades here and there. I see why Cleveland did it. And on the opposite end, Cincinnati needs a quarterback because Browning is not good. Sorry, Browning.
Cincinnati is already just on an uphill climb anyway, with Burrow at quarterback because of their offensive line, but with Browning struggling. So there we go.
So I get it. So we'll see what happens now, but I understand why both of these teams made this choice.
Yeah. All right, Tina, what you got for me?
He's 40 years old and going to be behind that offensive line that I must say is completely offensive. How many stupid penalties did they make in the game that cost them 15 yards? He's already old.
I know. But I think, isn't he better at avoiding hits, though? Just saying.
Not necessarily. I mean, I will also say his time in Denver colors me bad with him, because he came in and he was supposed to be great, and he sat on the bench and made $20 freaking million to sit on a bench. Is it since he had to do something? Yeah. Now, in my mind, I think they should have gone for Jameis Winston instead. Considering what Jameis did with the Browns last year, if he had come to Cincy with Chase and Higgins, I think they could have done something with that. But they went for cheap. And also the Browns weren't going to give up their 2 rookies. That's not going to happen.
Absolutely not. No.
They're going to give up Flacco. Could he come in and make him decent? I just don't know if he's got enough to pull him out of the hole they're in right now.
Yeah, because they're essentially going to be like, look, bro, you're going to start. Suit up. You're starting. And that's going to, he's really. He's going to be like, what's his nuts in Spider-Man? You serious?
I don't know. Because I think that
just a ball of just bad right now. Their defense isn't any good.
Awful.
Their offensive isn't any good. I mean, after the game we had, their punter had more offensive yards than anyone else on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah. So best of luck to Mr. Joe Flacco.
Have fun
as he moves across the state, as he probably just rents a U-Haul because it's cheaper than what the NFL moving service would pay for to get on the other side of the state. But having said that, ladies and gentlemen, that is our coin toss segment for this show. We're going to take a quick breather. We're going to clear our minds, allegedly. And we're going to sit right here on our butts. And while this break plays, you see how I wrapped everything from this segment back around? That's what we call a callback. Huh? You called me from behind my back? Okay, we're taking a break. We'll see you in a minute. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, this week's edition of the Roundtable. I'm me, she's her, and she's her. And we're here. And if you've been watching, you already know our names and they're on the screen. So if you have problems reading or figuring out which finger to use to point at it, Jerry Jones, that's what's going on. We're here. So we're going to move into our next segment, which is our game of the week. Okay, you know what? We need a video for that game of the week, I think. I know somebody that can make one of those. Our game of the week this week, Patriots versus the Bills. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I was not. I have been known to fall asleep sometimes during the third quarter of the Sunday night games just because I get up really early on Sundays. And then when I woke up, I was like, wait a minute, what is this? This is really happening. So, okay, we're just going to reverse the order and go to you first. Tina, what do you have for me on the Patriots versus the Bills?
I said it before, earlier this year, Patriots are better than anybody thought they were. And they just proved it. Sometimes it takes a little bit, 3-4 weeks into the season before things start to gel. So I think the Bills were seeing this as a game they didn't have to pay attention to too much and they could kind of skate through, and they got trapped. So there you go. That's what I got to say on the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I Drake May, generally speaking, if you play against a team that the quarterback throws for 273 yards with no touchdowns, and your rush total for everybody that had the ball that carried it and ran with it is 71 yards, and they had 2 TDs, you would expect that the other team, who is renowned for being able to bully other teams without being bully-ish, if y'all follow what I mean by that, that's able to beat up other teams and having a quarterback that will just run the ball and try and run you over like Earl Campbell and an arm like a cannon. And he's playing lights out ball right now because he's trying to show off for his wife. You would think that team would be the one to get the victory, and that was not the case here this time. I mean, we've seen Mr. Allen beat just about everybody, well, except for the aforementioned quarterback who's having the problems with the team that's not playing as well as they used to play. But yeah, that's where that is. That really blew my mind. Drake May didn't have a bad game, 273 yards, just had no touchdowns. Didn't pass for any touchdowns. Travion Henderson had, what was it, Travion Henderson that had both the touchdowns?
Yes.
I believe it was.
It was.
So Stephon Diggs had a great game, but of course he has
no, not Travion. I'm sorry, it was Ramondre.
Ramondre. I did write that down. I wrote
Ramondre
it down and I read
Stevenson.
something different.
Yeah.
That's two for those of you keeping
Yeah.
track. There's two major.
Ramondre Stevenson had 2 touchdowns.
And he only had 14 yards total. That's
All you
all he
need
had.
sometimes.
Yeah, I know. Apparently that's all you need. I mean, like I was saying, Stephon Diggs, 146 yards receiving. I mean, he's definitely got to start earning his paychecks because he's Tyreek Hill Part 3, ladies and gentlemen. he gonna have a bunch of kids by the end of the year. Anyway, I said that out loud, but it just seemed like a game where, like, I was watching the game and I'm like, it just seemed like whatever Josh brought to the table, he couldn't break. He couldn't really have that major breakthrough. Does that make sense? Like between the two teams, I think the Bills only had 2 touchdowns as well. That's just unheard of for me in the Josh Allen era against the Patriots. That's just unheard of. But it played out the way it played out. Tina, what do you have to add? Oh, you already said your part, but I mean, Delilah,
I'll be honest. After my game earlier in the day, I was like, I'm done. I'm not watching anything else. So I didn't really watch the game. I just kind of saw the score scrolling on my fantasy app and stuff. So sorry, I don't have much to give into this conversation other than
I think it was a good defensive game, obviously, and so, but I feel like, isn't this what always happens when you play within your conference, which is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your, if you're 1-10 or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
It does if you're the Atlanta Falcons. It means you lose to Baker Mayfield, you lose to Spencer Rattler, and you lose to whoever's quarterback in Carolina. That's what it means right now.
All I'm saying is typically you're still playing another NFL team. And like Tina was saying, I feel like the Bills went in there thinking, these are the Patriots. It's just Drake May. But when you do that, your hubris knocks you around. And you know what? I feel maybe the Bills needed that, right? To remind them that they're not infallible and that they should always go in. I need to make sure, like Tina was saying, to the last second, I got to beat the other team. Doesn't matter who's on the other side, right? That's my opponent. That's literally the whole point. And so I feel like that's really what happened with the Bills. I don't think they took the Patriots as a serious team. But they also now, like Tina was saying, it kind of puts people on notice about the Patriots, right? Not to just be like, it's the Patriots. You know what I mean? And think that they could get away with playing like less than normal. You know what I mean? So good for Patriots getting this win and putting some of the other teams on notice, right? In the conference.
Definitely. Especially since they've got the. I'm sorry, Delilah. Yeah. I always have a jumping in on it before you finish.
Don't worry. It's cool.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that's it. I mean, I watched a little bit of this game and then I caught like highlights and stuff, but I basically saw this being more like defensive and just the Bills not taking them seriously. And now people are on notice about the Patriots, right? The new Patriots, right? This new team, so good for them. I like seeing like new teams win stuff, and it's kind of fun seeing other people get some W's.
And that actually made that win may have been the start of not the start of, but this is the second. This is their second win in 2 games because of course they beat the Panthers the week prior. But they've got Nicole Saints on deck.
For me, the game of the week was Titans and Cardinals because it felt like it was watching like Benny Hill.
That game I did not watch. That game I did not watch, but I saw the replay.
I'm sorry, do people know who Benny Hill is?
The three of us do. The 3 of us do. Yeah.
I can tell whose parents turned on PBS and walked out of the room because they never would allow us to watch that.
Right. Well, then too, it also came on. It also
had
came
it on
on.
when I was younger. Like I
It
grew
also
up
came on very
watching it.
late. It also came on very late on Friday night. It was like Monty
But,
Python's Flying Circus and then Benny Hill. And Monty Python walked right up to that line a lot of times too. So
Right. But
there's
I
a
feel
lot
like
of jokes, and then my dad would just be like, "Mom's like, I don't think she should be watching that show." He's
look
like,
at this.
doesn't
Look
get
at the
the joke.
score.
Lynn,
It was
okay?
22-21. That was the end score of that game. Anyway, I know we were talking about Pats and Bills, but I just thought that this other game was kind of interesting with all all the blunders and all the weird stuff.
yeah, well, I mean, the thing for me is the one thing that we all learn is that the touchdown is not a touchdown until the ball breaks the plane of the goal line. Okay, which means that you have to use your four other Jerry Jones's four less favorite fingers plus the fifth one to hold on to the ball until you get into the end zone. And then once you have crossed the end zone and the referee has blown the whistle and raised his hands like this, then that means you can put the ball down. Not before.
Put the ball down.
Yeah, you could put it down and hand it to the ref, or if you're willing to take I don't even know if they find the guys for giving the game balls to like their parents or whatever, but like whatever it is that you can do with it, but you got to make sure that it's just the line and the ball got to cross over it. Right, it can't just get right here and you drop it. It don't count
off when you cross the end zone, so you know not to drop the ball.
Oh my god!
I don't.
No. I got the idea. Let's just put like little things in their neck, and it buzzes. It shocks you a little when you cross the line, like dogs.
Oh my god! Do you know how many? Listen, as much as some of the here's where I'm gonna use it. Allegedly, substances are used in the NFL. You know how many guys would be dying to run a touchdown just so they could get it when they come across the end zone? That would be Oh man, but that's our. We don't.
Was on the team and playing with Mike Shanahan, because Jake Plummer, when he was at Arizona, he threw a lot of interceptions and they went down really fast with him. I'm like, Shanahan's got a shot collar on him somewhere, and every time he gets too close to throw that interception, he just goes.
Yeah, well,
stopped.
That's
for why Plummer stopped throwing those weird interceptions anymore.
I mean, I don't know, but it was Cam Ward had an interception that game. It was crazy because Kyler Murray actually had a good game, and so
except for when he got hit in the head.
Yeah, sadly, but I mean, he got like I don't know, he just. Like I said, it was a weird game.
His head snapped back like his mama had slapped him in the face for talking back. His mama, I didn't even say nothing. I mean, he does look like he's 12, but I'm sorry, Kyla. I can't help it. I got to make at least one joke a season. I got to make at least one joke a season.
He had 220 yards, no touchdowns. Again, it's one of those weird games, right? But they had 3 rushing touchdowns. I don't know. Like I said, that's another weird one. Like, see what I mean? Like you have Bills and Pats, and then you had this one. It was like I don't even know how they even won. Anyway,
so that's our game. That's our game of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Just
one extra,
and a little bit of one extra. Now we're gonna move into our team talk segment. This is the segment for those of you that are newcomers to the show. This is the segment where we talk about our teams and how we felt they performed this past weekend. And this week is quite unique in that there's only one team represented amongst the panelists that actually played this weekend. So we're just going to look at Tina.
Where I make my plea and I say that if I was not a Broncos fan, that game would have been the game of the week.
100%. 100%. I agree with you 100%. It was a very good game.
No one in their right mind. Like it was the tale of two halves is all I have. Well, actually the tale of quarters, because I mean, I had stats that I was going to read it off to you. Hold on. Let me find I think.
Well, while you're looking that up, I mean, the game breaker. If I'm stepping on any of your stuff, just give me a
No.
shut up. But the game breaker, I think that opened it up for the Broncos was that fourth quarter drive. When Sutton and Ingram just started, he just started boom, 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 boom off one to the other. I think that was the game breaker. That was it because Philly's
And
defense.
Go ahead.
I think the 6 sacks your team got was also like a big piece of
that's
the win.
the thing. So, okay, so this is what I read is the Eagles were up 17-3 in the fourth quarter. And at the point in the first half, the Broncos only had 102 yards of offense for 3 points. So if you look at that, like, but our defense played lights out. The sacks were coming, like, they weren't able to get anything. There was the one good throw to, I forget his name. It's not AJ Brown. The other guy.
Oh, Saquon had a receiving touchdown.
Not until the fourth quarter. He didn't come in until later.
Oh,
but the other guy,
go there. Is that the other receiver? Because that was the other touchdown receiving. There was only 2.
No, it was a 50-yard catch, but it was a big catch. And so there was opportunities. It's just that
wasn't that Cortland Sutton? Didn't he get like a 30-40-yard catch?
I was talking about on the Eagles side.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. No. Oh, yes. Devontae Smith had over 100 yards.
The Devontae Smith.
Yeah, he had over 100 yards that game, just no touchdown.
That looked like they were going to break it open again. Yeah. And, our defense is top 5 in the red zone right now. So to keep those guys to 17 points into the fourth quarter, and then you're right. In the fourth quarter, it was almost like they'd been listening to what Romo was saying, which he was saying, like, stop throwing the ball, run the ball. You're doing well running the ball. And J.K. Dobbins just took over. Him and Harvey, they started running the ball, and the chunk they got with Cortland Sutton. Ingram finally had a really good game too. So it was impressive. I was very, very impressed. I will tell you, Chewy was hiding under the bed the last 2 minutes of the game because I was sitting there going, "Oh my god! Oh 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 my god! We're gonna do this! Oh my god! Oh my god!"
Here's the other kicker too. The report came out that Saquon may have a knee injury of some sort and may have been playing slightly hobbled the other day. And I think because if you look at it, Saquon has not really had that much output. He has not had a 100-yard rushing game this season. I think once the Broncos kind of keyed up on that, they weren't just running Saquon down their throats and that they could just tee off on Jalen. That was pretty much the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, they showed, so they got the touchdown in the first, when they came back in the third quarter. That was that's when they got to 17. But at that point, the next 4 drives ended in punts. Like they didn't even get a field goal. So
they couldn't get close enough to line a game to even run a tush push.
No. That was one of the things, like, they kept saying that, like, and I'm gonna say it. The fourth quarter, our offense tore up that Georgia junior line defense.
Hey, look, even when they were in college, they lost to Alabama in the SEC championship game. What can I say?
Oh, so now you're calling my team Alabama?
Well, more so Auburn because Bo Nix was their quarterback. So
okay, yeah.
But either way, they had the kryptonite. Yeah. They had the kryptonite for that defense.
Something about him that he gets down. We talked about it last week on the Mile High Minute show that he just seems to be a slow starter, and Sean Payton seems to be a slow starter.
Yeah.
I also think.
Have you listened to Sean Payton talk? Well, we came out and we threw the ball. And
he doesn't give a lot away in his interviews. But he has a very complicated system that he works with. And it doesn't stay the same every year. He changes it all the time. So I think it takes 3-4 weeks for some people to be able to completely get it.
Right.
So, I mean, it was a game that I thought we were going to lose. But I was hoping in the offense was going to be my issue. So the next 5 games for us, I mean,
are winnable.
Y'all might have a little bit of y'all might have a nice little I won't say cakewalk, but it might be a nice walk in the park. Though.
We got the Jets.
Oh yeah,
Sunday morning in London. Then we have the Giants, I believe, and then Jets, Giants, Cowboys, Texans, Raiders. And then mid-November, we play the Chiefs the first time. So those will be some interesting games to see what happens.
I think
so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie that I wasn't like jumping for joy, practically pissing my pants because I was like, we're gonna beat the Eagles? Like the Eagles?
Right.
Yeah. But okay.
I think it goes like, I think it goes into that thing too, like Dana, I don't know, maybe they were like, because it's a different conference, you guys will play each other, and the Eagles were like, whatever, it's Denver, and it's like the worst thing to do. I feel like any team, I said, I don't care what sport it is, don't do that. Like, it's so annoying. But I'm glad your team got the win. No hate on that.
100%.
But I also don't think that when these elite teams play what they feel are like, this is how you lose, and now you're gonna want this one back because now your division kind of evened out a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So now it's harder, to see who's gonna, NFC East.
I think this game also showed how good our pass defense is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like to shut down the Eagles to 17, which I do agree with Handy. Something's going on with Saquon, but they've been running for weeks and weeks, and this week they decided that they're going to go pass happy, and
which again is another tell. There's something going on with Saquon.
I don't know because he has 3 touchdowns and 267 yards.
Right, but no 100-yard rushing yet.
This is week 5. Yeah,
he hasn't had a 100-yard game yet. And just to think about that, his backups are Tank Bigsby, who I thought would have been a monster coming out of Auburn, AJ Dillon, and Will Shipley. And the 3 of those running backs have combined for 96 yards in 5 games over 20 carries. So I don't know if it's a Saquon just trying to tough it out for team's sake or whatever, because they know they don't really have a lot back there. But then again, one of those guys could be the one to step up and do something while he's out. True. But so we'll see.
Their next game is in a few days, though. That's such a quick thing. Like they
play Thursday night, and the speculation is.
But again, we talk about those division games. You know what I mean?
And Saquon saying, I'll be ready to play. But he's on if you look on the ESPN and on the ESPN site, it says questionable. It says his status is questionable. So we'll see how that plays out.
I feel like, again, when you're playing like your division rival, I hope they don't go in like the Bills did with the Patriots. Do you see what I mean? Like, don't go in with that mentality, Eagles, Thursday night.
Right. Well, that's about the bulk of what we got for team talk. Because here's what I have for my team talk section: the Falcons, this coming not 1 week from tonight, will be losing to the Bills in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and then the following week they will be losing to the 49ers. Out in California, and then
both our teams play on Monday night.
Oh, you play on Monday? Oh God, we're playing the Monday night doubleheader.
Yeah, we're sorry to the NFL primetime world.
So wait a minute. So we're gonna lose to the Bills on Monday. We're gonna lose to the Niners on the following Sunday, And then after that, we play the Dolphins, where we might have a chance. I'm
I
at the
don't
point where I
know.
don't really.
49ers are not that good. I think you guys have a shot
Tina,
in that game.
Tina, this it's the Falcons. They're going to lose.
Oh my
You're harder
gosh,
than I
Andy.
agree with Sean. I think you're much harder on them than you really need to be. I think the 49ers, it's just Christian McCaffrey. There's nobody else.
Yeah,
So
and with all the talent that the Falcons have, they still find interesting ways to lose. I mean, they win some of the ones that they win. Like, I was not expecting the Falcons to beat the Commanders, okay? And that's fair. That's a fair assessment. The Falcons are on paper, just on paper, they're a good squad with what they have with the talent. But we're talking about the Commanders and Scary Terry and JD5 and this, that, and Bijan Robinson and all the parts they have there. On paper, the Commanders, in my opinion, better than the Falcons. The Bills, we already know what to expect there. But the Panthers, 2 weeks ago, come on, man. Come on, man. Make it make sense. Stop it, Skip. And the 49ers, it's not even so much about the 49ers talent as it is the mystique of the 49ers that were 3 or 4 years ago. And it's a road game. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm at the point where I have zero to little faith in the Falcons to do anything this season. I told Sean, I'm going to tell y'all what I told Sean. I'm at the point where I'm really about to abdicate my fandom of any team, and I'm just going to be a sports fan and just watch football, because I am tired of putting my faith in this team year in and year out. Now, granted, I haven't been to game one. I have bought some jerseys, so I have put a couple of dollars in the coffers. But I mean, if this is a product that you want people to sit down and watch year in and year out, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that, let me ask you this: if you had one Burger King in your hometown, and the Burger King was hit or miss, sometimes it'd be open, sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes it would have the Whopper, sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes it would be good, sometimes it would be bad. After a while, you stop going to that Burger King, right, and find yourself someplace to eat. I'm kind of like that with the Falcons right now. That's where I am. And I'm not even telling the joke. I'm being serious. I'm saying this right now, live on all of Beyonce's internet, that I am about tired of being a Falcons fan. I really am. So that's where I am. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they went and lost to the Dolphins. And I said it with my whole chest. And if they lost, I'd be like, see, I told you they was going to lose. And if they won, I'd be like, okay, good, they won. That's just where I am with them right now. I might be a man, like the book, A Man Without a Country. I might be a man without a team. That's where it is.
I do that over the last 10 years.
I can't follow you into that, man. I mean,
you don't have to. I'm not asking you to. I'm just saying this is
saying.
It's good
You're
for my
pain, and it's like I'm a Bears fan over here. Listen, you say what you say.
Listen, even though it has been Delilah, even though it has been 40 years, your franchise has a Super Bowl trophy. Tina, your franchise has multiple Super Bowl wins. Our franchise went to the Super Bowl, had quite possibly the greatest quarterback of all time on both knees with his head bowed, ready to slice his head off, and somebody started playing what's the song everybody lose their mind to? This is 99 and the 2000, and everybody started twerking because that's what they do in Atlanta. And then Tom Brady got up and said, "Surprise, suckers," and he ran all over us. I'm just saying. I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm honestly at the point where, and I've said this, I haven't said this publicly either. We know that the owner of the Falcons is also like well, at least he was at one point. I don't know if he still is the CEO of Home Depot. I honestly think that that's like a tax shelter for the Home Depot. He don't even care nothing about the football. It's just like the guy in Carolina. That guy owns soccer teams and F1 racing, and he got oil and all kinds of stuff. He gives less than 3 craps about the Panthers, but the Panthers are putting money in his pocket for him to go play and do the things that he does. So that's just how kind of, maybe if the Falcons get an ownership group in there that actually gives a crap about whether or not the Falcons are
like
good.
the Commanders, right? I get what you're saying. Like
Thank
how the
you.
Commanders
Like,
had the new
yeah.
ownership and brought
And that's
in
the
new.
and that's the thing. Wait a minute.
I
Now
get it.
I'm gonna call it back. Sean, I'm not calling you out. I'm not just saying no public call out. But there was a lot of Commanders fans that had just left and jumped ship because they were tired of Dan Snyder and what he was doing to the franchise. And then they went out and they got somebody that seemed like they were all about the Commanders, and that brought some fans back. Right now, as a Falcons fan, where Commanders fans were a couple of years ago before they got Dan Snyder to sell the team. That's where I am. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing that it's a good thing I'm not living in Atlanta. I'd be mad as hell. And the only thing I could be happy about going to game day is that they got the cheapest stadium food in the league. Anyway, I've rambled for far too long.
All right, let me wrap it up before we. So for me, I'm still traumatized from last year when I played Sean's team, and so I'm scared. And it's also Monday night, and we just have a bad track record with Monday night games.
This guy's playing this week.
That's what I'm saying. We're playing the Commanders on Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
like I said, so
they're playing the Commanders, and we're playing the Bills. Yay!
I'm very nervous about that because I remember what happened last year and how and that put the whole kibosh on us because that's when we went to have like just loss after loss. But it gave Commanders good luck, because they had a great season, and then we just and so I'm still traumatized from that, and so I don't know. I'm just hoping that we can at least put up a good fight, whatever happens. You know what I mean? I want to keep seeing the progress. I do want to see that. I want to see the defense that I've seen the last few weeks step up. You know what I mean? Get those stops. I want to see Caleb continue because he's been having monster few weeks. I think people don't realize he's actually had a really great season so far. After again, second season, I think people forget he's young, and so I am nervous, and I'm hoping that even with the bye week that they weren't just out there partying and stuff. You know what I mean? So I just hope that they, although I hear Ben Johnson isn't that guy. He's supposed to be really good and disciplined and whatever. So I'm hoping that they took the bye week to actually put in some practice, put in some drills. Do you know what I mean? Like actually put in the work during the bye week so that Monday it's at least a good game. I don't know who's going to get the W. Obviously, I would like it to be my team. But I just want to see the progress that we've been making the last couple weeks. Do you know what I mean? I hope that we can carry that on. Keep running the ball. Don't give up on that. You know what I mean? Protect Caleb. Please, O-line. Continue to, keep protecting. He's sliding better because for a while he was just doing awful slides. Like, I don't know. So he's sliding better.
Slide.
He didn't have to slide. Yeah. He didn't have to slide when he was in college because nobody could tackle him when he was here playing ball at Oklahoma.
Right. And so for the first couple of weeks, we're like, oh, why are you sliding like that? But now it looks like, he's got that in. So I just want to continue to see that. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want to see. That's what I'm hoping for Monday. Not a blowout, good football game. Because we're at prime time, because we're the second slot. So it's like, please, just give me a good game.
Oh, my God. You weren't kidding. That game comes on at 6:15 p.m. local time. That's crazy. The Falcons play? Okay.
Anyway, that's all I want. Just come on, Bears.
It's not 8:30 a.m. on a Sunday.
Oh, I know, man. It's like soccer. It's basically what it is.
Touche.
I have plans to go to a Spritz Fest. I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to bed early Saturday night.
Yeah. But
I'm gonna roll in.
There's
a game like I did one year after Halloween.
Oh my God! But you know what?
Day after Halloween, I rolled in with my hat on,
yes.
and I think I rolled out of bed with the makeup still on my face.
But you know what? It's weird, but those morning games, as tired as you are, they're fun though, because it's like a weird.
Oh,
everybody's delirious. Do you know what I mean? Like
already coming
everybody,
up with
everybody's delirious. And now I realize, like, all of my soccer fans that go to the soccer bars in town. We have a lot of soccer bars here.
Yeah,
and so I understand now why they do it. You know what I mean? Why they're willing to get up and be drunk by noon because you know what I mean. It's like, so I get it. So
Yeah.
But yeah, so I hope you make it, and hopefully, Monday, like I said, it's a good game, and that's it.
Hopefully. Well, we're going to jump right into our final segment, ladies and gentlemen. We're a little early but Halloween is a mere 24 days away. Okay, let me make sure. Tuesday, October 7th. I need to make sure because yesterday I did the show and said it was Monday, October 8th. So apparently I had jumped in the DeLorean and came back in time and forgot to reset the flux capacitor or something. Or it was at 1.36 gigawatts. Anyway, in 24 days from today, it will be Halloween. So we're a little ahead of the curve, but the temperature is getting a little cooler. Thank God, because it's been way too damn hot here in Oklahoma. The leaves are starting to fall off the trees. People are starting to decorate their homes. And, of course, Halloween comes along with that, the candy, the costumes, etc. So we want to know here what your favorite Halloween horror flick is. We'll go ahead and give ours now. And those of you that are watching, whether you're watching live or you're catching the replay, please feel free to drop us a comment in the comment section. And I am going to come back to you, Delilah. Excuse me. I had the little hiccups there. I apologize. I was not supposed to do that on the air, along with the Jerry Jones thing earlier. Delilah, what is your favorite horror flick?
Being that we are on a movie podcast together as well as a football podcast, I hate this question because I don't have just one.
Well, give me the first one that comes to mind.
I hate this question because it depends on my vibe, I watch The Lost Boys every year, but I could watch that whenever. I also like watching like the more campy ones, like Beetlejuice. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the thing. I don't have like I just put on movies all month long. So that's basically what I've been watching. I've just been diving into horror films, and so I don't have a favorite one. I just have some go-tos. Like I always watch Monster Squad, which, oh my God, if nobody's ever watched Monster Squad, it's like nostalgic forever. But that's one I always watch again. I also, and I don't know if people have watched the Ernest movies. I mean, again, dating myself, but I like Ernest Scared Stupid because Eartha Kitt is in this movie. It's not a good movie. I'm not saying to watch it.
None of the Ernest movies were good movies when you go back and look at them. But Jim Varney was hilarious.
Oh, he was. I don't think he gets a lot of credit for all his character acting because he did the same stuff that Eddie Murphy and like all these other guys would do all these different characters. Like, my God, he does way more credit for being such a funny character actor. But that's what I mean. So sometimes I want to watch a vampire film, either really gory or like one of those like Monster Squad type stuff, Addams Family. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't have a favorite. Like, I just like horror movies and horror flicks. And it's just me going through those and diving into some that I maybe haven't seen in a long time. Like, I rewatched Once Bitten with Jim Carrey. He was like 20. He had to be like 20. Okay, there is a world, again, movie file, right? There is a horror film, a vampire film that came out in like 1980 something with Jim Carrey called Once Bitten, where a seductive vampire needs to drink his blood to stay young because he still has his V card.
Oh, dear God.
I remember this movie.
It was a very long time, and I had to rewatch that. I don't care if I gave away that plot. That movie came out in like 1986, so I don't care. But that's basically the whole point. And I was like, I gotta rewatch this. It's been a long time.
Do you remember who the female vampire was?
Yes, I always forget the blonde actress's name. I swear.
Lauren Hudson.
Yes, I always forget her name, but she looked amazing. There's also a high school dance thing because the 80s, right? I don't know. It's a weird campy vampire film, but that's what I mean. Like I sometimes go back and rewatch films I haven't seen in a very long time. Then I'm like, what was this movie about again? That was one of those. So Once Bitten, which is scary. I think he was like 21. He had to have been. He was really young.
Very young. Very, very young.
Anyway, sorry. I know I didn't pick just one. Bunch of them. Like I said, I hate this question.
Okay, Tina.
I don't have just one. But I'm not a huge fan of horror flicks, especially if they're like God, heaven, angels, demons kind of stuff. Those things, like, I've never seen The Exorcist.
I don't really necessarily. You know what? I have to say those don't necessarily, to me, those don't kind of qualify as.
Nope,
but you talking about like? Are you talking about like The Omen in things?
Those are horror films. Those are horror films for sure.
Yeah, that's too close to like real shit that could happen in my mind, so I can't watch them. I just can't watch them.
I understand.
But Carrie is my favorite horror flick, which is why when I had my Christmas party and had my Halloween party this year, and I decided I was going to do the full blown thing. That's why it's called the Carrie Party. Yes, and I am going to do Sissy Spacek as Carrie for my Halloween.
Nice.
So for the scary ones, yeah, and I'll admit it, I'm a wuss. I can't watch the slasher films. Like, not really. I do like Cabin in the Woods just because of the twist at the end.
That's more that's smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But campy, hands down, don't care. I don't care if people don't consider it to be a Halloween movie. I think it kind of is. Death Becomes Her.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
Oh, is that
so
God.
Good.
Where they Bruce Willis?
That's more dark comedy, I guess. Yeah.
The one with Bruce Willis in the formula of eternal life.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's
great.
Not that super
so good.
That's the thing about Halloween is it's not just horror and slash. It's cult like. It's everything.
Yeah.
It's creepy, supernatural. Some crazy witch is giving you a potion and says drink this and your life will be perfect. And
I like the witchy stuff, like The Craft.
Story.
Like
that's
The Craft.
not gonna go well.
The Craft
is a good one. Slapping like makeup on each other.
Yeah.
And each other. I love it. So those are my favorite Halloween horror flicks.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And I like Beetlejuice too. But like the real true horror stuff, no.
I understand. It does take it does take a lot.
And the Scream movies. I do like the Scream movies. At least 1 and 2. Mostly because of them like using the horror lore.
Tropes. Yeah.
Wes
Craven was smart with doing those. Yeah.
Oh, all the way around. All the way around.
Yeah.
Well,
you handy?
Give me the bat, Wendy. I'm not gonna hurt you. Just gonna bash your brains in. The Shining, all day, every day.
So
just
good at that.
Because I was maybe 8 or 9 when the censored version was on ABC, which means that the movie was about maybe 20, 25 minutes shorter because they cut a lot of it out.
Mm-hmm.
But the part that always stuck with me was Jack chasing Danny through the maze. And then all of a sudden, it just jump cut to him frozen. That scared that scared the turds out of me, man. I'm not kidding. As a kid, 8 or 9 years old, and I think I was I don't know. It's been maybe somewhere in the last 10 years or so that I've been actually able to watch that movie and get to the end and not cut it off before we see Jack frozen. And then I'm a grown man and I'm deployed and possibly got, with the potential to go to war and die and seeing people die, like the whole, nope, couldn't deal with that. That's my number one. Number 2,
interesting.
Number 2, close second, the most recent incantation of Stephen King's It. Funny how my two favorite horror movies are from my favorite horror author.
I prefer the Tim Curry version, but I understand.
Oh man, I get it. Now Tim Curry is brilliant, but Bill Skarsgård and what he was able to bring to that with the movie being a cinematic release versus a made for TV, whole different ball game, baby. Nobody wants to play with the clown. I loved it. I absolutely love it. Those are my two.
Those are good ones, though.
Those are my two go-tos, and I don't necessarily sit down and watch them every Halloween, but those are hands down my two favorite horror movies. There's a few others I could throw in there. There was a Dracula movie that came about some many not very long ago. I can't remember the name of it, but it's more true to the tale. That takes place in Romania, and he takes on the mantle of the vampire to save his people because the country's being invaded.
The Luke Evans one. I know which one you mean. Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, that's the one with Luke Evans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where he ventures into the where he ventures
2000. Like that one, I thought they had an interesting premise to it too. So, yeah, I love the Luke Evans one.
Damn, Delilah, you just called it all the way out. Now I'm gonna have to. I'll look
I
at
know
it.
it is.
It's
Dracula Untold. That's the one
I can watch because it's not slasher vampire type stuff.
I was like, no, I knew exactly
historically.
Yeah, once you said the exactly. Once you said the historical one, I'm like, I know that's the one with the.
And then not only that, this is where we get to watch for the first time, where we kind of get to watch a vampire, as much like we talked about the Man of Steel. We watch a man transform from a man to a vampire and discover what his abilities as a vampire are. So cool. that was the thing that was cool for me about that. Yeah. But anyway, those, ladies and gentlemen, are our favorite horror movies. Well, some of their favorites and my three favorites, a few of them there. So we do appreciate you all tuning in this evening. We ran a little bit long. What do we got going on here? Who that
Hour
is?
20.
I don't know, but congratulations.
I have no idea who that is, but congratulations to Faye for her daughter's graduation. Congratulations, big congratulations there. That is a major accomplishment. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to leave your favorite horror movie in the comments too while you're hanging around. But we thank you all very much for tuning in. For those of you that just caught us, we're just getting ready to sign off. Sorry, we don't have more to give you. It's been quite the eventful and entertaining evening, but we will be back on next week. And be sure to tune in. Make sure that you click the like. Make sure that you click the subscribe. On behalf of myself, Tina Winter, Delilah Crespo, we love you guys to death, and we will see you again next time. Take it easy.